What's up, you beautiful collectors and Transformer fans? It's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Earthrise Voyager class Megatron. For the package, much like all of the Earthrise figures where you have this greenish aqua sort of color with the Transformers Tax Generation logo, you got the open window that fully showcases them, and an absolutely gorgeous image of Megatron, what probably is him on the bridge of the Nemesis chasing the Ark. You can kind of see like a holographic image of the Ark right there, and he absolutely looks cranky. I love that. Come around to the side, you got that image of the Ark crashing down to Earth, as well as other figures and characters and things of that nature, a lot of which I'm really looking forward to. You come around to the back, and you can see he transforms in 21 steps, and you have images of him in his robot as well as his tank mode. Now, for the most part, this is a retool of that Siege one, giving him a little bit more of that Earthrise look that we're assuming that he takes as, I mean, when you look at it, I mean, that's an Earth tank, not a Cybertronian tank. So obviously, it makes sense. But is this one better than that Siege one? Let's find out. Which means we gotta open him up and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, and here we have the new Earthrise Megatron opened up out of his packaging and obviously in his tank mode. Now, truth be told, we have not yet, as of the recording of this video, seen if Megatron changes into a more Earth-based tank look. But that being the case, we also haven't seen if Optimus Prime changes into that, and obviously time will tell, and with Optimus, there's only minor changes to that Cybertronian look when it goes to his Earth mode, or what we're assuming is his Earth mode, and that's kind of the same thing here with Megatron. There are people that have said that Megatron would be too proud to take an Earth mode, and literally, I think that's a silly kind of thing. He's had Earth modes since G1, so it's not that big of a stretch in my mind to think that he would alter his tank mode to look more like something on Earth, but that's neither here nor there. All that being said, though, I actually really do like the way that this guy looks. He is a heavy retool of that Siege one, and honestly, I like it a little bit more. As you can see, he does have a lot of this wear on him, which is very similar to what we got before. Actually, it's a lot more. When you see the legs, or what's going to become his legs and all that, a lot of this wear throughout the entire thing where this kind of silver splatter is all on it. Also here, when you move this around, you can see a very little bit of it. If I get it in the right light, you can kind of see it right on that section as well. That's pretty much it. When you come around to the bottom, obviously you got some here on the tank treads, a little bit different of a color, whereas this is silver. This is a little bit more of a copper color, which I think looks nice. I'm one of those people that I don't mind what they did with the weird paint splatter on them, so it doesn't bother me. I like the fact that it's got D16 on there, a nice throwback to the old Destron days. That's really cool. You got a nice Decepticon logo on that side. Not as much paint splatter, none really at all, and the upper section of him, which we know is going to become his arms. You got a little bit around the barrel of his turret right there, so that's nice to see. I wish a little bit more was put throughout the rest of them, but again, it doesn't bug me really that much. But a nice looking tank, I think. Doing the comparison, there he is, and here is, well, this is the, I forgot which version this is, but it's got the much more metallic and darker looking. Is this the Netflix one? I want to say that this is the Netflix one, but obviously you can see that the tank shape and everything has changed. It's roughly the same, but this is like that H-tank look, whereas this is more like an Abrams tank. I don't know anything about tanks. Somebody's probably going to correct me. But definitely you can see a different look when you compare a Cybertronian alien tank, and I don't have things kind of flattened properly, but you got that alien tank compared to a Earth tank. So that's cool. I like it. I do have this. This is Soundwave's weapon. A lot of people use this and think that it's a little hidden accessory for Soundwave that you can use with this guy to kind of give him that more G1 look with the barrel on his back. I do still use this with him. You have different ports and everything, so if you want to use that with this guy, you can. You got all these different holes throughout the entire thing. I always used it with him, but because this is going to be the new Megatron on my shelf, just because for me, I like going with the most updated looks, I'll use this, and I'll show that off here in a bit. But solid. I mean, he rolls. He's got the little tires under here. The turret can rotate left and right as the other one could. It can't really go up and down or anything. This is all locked into place. So there you go. There's Megatron. Now, to transform him, there is some parts forming involved with this, which has bothered some people. Here's his, I don't even know, sword, spear, weapon thing. It's definitely not as good as the one from Siege, but yeah, I'm going to set that there. And then you also do have this piece right here. So getting this out of the way, this whole part right here actually also has to be removed. So you kind of have to spread these legs and detach this. This, again, it's parts formery, and it kind of stinks, but then you just come around here and you put that on there, and then again, I don't know why you need that. This whole thing is kind of silly, in my opinion, but they had to do something, so there's that for him. Now, transformation is very, very similar to the other one. Not a lot really changes other than like stuff like that. And then obviously because some remolded parts here, there are some differences. So I'm going to go through it, but not going to focus too terribly much on it. Oh, I got that rotated the wrong way. Let me get that out of the way. So these legs basically do the same exact thing. Straighten these, hinge that down, fold that up, fold out the foot, just like that. Do that on this side as well. Just pull that out, detach on the side. You got this rotation thing going down here. Try to keep the joints on this are really stiff, and when you rotate it, stuff that you don't want to rotate rotates. So just be careful when you're doing it. Pull this piece out like that, and then you can take this whole waist section. You can rotate that around like so. Come around here to the top bit here. You want to separate that. That locks in and makes me nervous every single time I detach that. When you detach that there, you're also going to detach it on the side here. There's some posts. It's kind of hard to see. There's a post on the inside here that's going to slot into the side of his body. That locks things in place. So you have to detach both of those. Then lift this up, and then you can come around here. Detach this. Pepper has found something I hear. What are you playing with, little girl? She's probably found something that she's not supposed to be playing with. That detached done the wrong way, so I'm just going to pull that whole thing off like that. And then we're going to bring this all back. Fold this. Yeah, what are you playing with? What do you got? Oh, let's see. Hold on. Oh, I know. I know what you got that you're not supposed to have. That would be this little thing. Yeah. She finds things to play with all the time. Stop that, little girl. All right, back to Megatron. I'm dropping stuff. So, again, you're going to bring this around, and this all is going to accordion up. Kind of lift this up as best as you can. Get his head extended up. This is all sorts of cumbersome to get lined up properly. So, let's put that in. That's going to lock in. That's going to lock in. Get his head pulled up proper. I mean, that's about right. But there we go. Get that fully lifted. Take this, fold that out, fold that out. Get all that situated. If the cannon came off, we're just going to put that right back on there. And that's it. A little bit more simplistic than the previous one, but still cool looking nonetheless. And there you go, the leader of the Decepticons, Megatron. And this guy is what is going on? I'm being attacked by Insecticons. Get out of here. Go away. Shoo fly. Don't bother me. But Megatron is actually really cool. I like what he did in terms of upgrading. We don't know if he did, but I do like it. There are some issues that I have, mostly with the head. I think that the previous head sculpt was a little bit better. I feel like this one's kind of big. The other thing that you have to be really careful about is he has a tendency to have his like neck sink down, you really got to make sure that you pull that all the way up so that his head is fully extended. But the update to him is really nice. I do like it. Now, like I said, the completed look for me will be to take this piece. You just unfurl that, and then you plug that. You got the little hole section right there. You just plug that in there. And I like that. I think that that's a cool, updated look for him. If you have that Soundwave figure, obviously you can use it. You do have this thing, which you can plug into his back. Maybe use that as the can. That just looks stupid. Let's just be honest. I'm not a big fan of this weapon in general. I feel like you could do a couple different things like that. That's going to fall off. The Insecticon is back. You can go like this with it. And I don't know. That looks weird to me. I think it's probably better to do it from the underside. What is happening with this fly? What is going on, dude? You can do that where that's going to be upward, which looks a little bit better. I think you can put that in there. But again, I just think that that's a weird... It works fine for his vehicle mode. Robot mode, not so much. Not the biggest fan. Now, let's do some comparisons here. So getting this out of the way, here is that Siege Megatron. Like I said, it is the Netflix War for Walmart exclusive. So you do have that. I still don't like the way that the feet are. I feel like he leans back a lot. He kind of does that here as well. You can kind of see him like leaning back. I feel like he's very wobbly and wants to fall back. I'm not a huge fan of that. And if you angle this forward a little bit more, then yeah, I don't like how these legs are. I feel like if you're going to have the legs like this, I want to be able to bring the feet back a little bit more, or a little bit more forward, because he just wants to roll. So, I mean, you can kind of do that with the feet, and that's going to put them a little bit more forward. That's a little bit better when you do it that way, but I don't know. The feet are annoying. But you can see that there are some reused parts. The thighs are the same, it looks like. The arms, the forearms are the same. The portion of the upper arms are the same. But this piece right here, you have this little extra section that rotates up. That's just like connected on here. So it's like they redid the back piece. That's kind of what it looks like, or not. Yeah, they redid the back portion of his upper arm. Obviously the head's different. You can see though that what I was talking about with the head, like I feel like his is a little bit too big. I'm not the biggest fan of that head. I like this one a whole lot more. It's not that one is more accurate than the other, although this one does kind of seem a little bit more accurate. I do like just the shape of that one. I like the new fusion cannon. The new one is larger, and by comparison, I think looks a little bit better. It's very similar, obviously, in terms of that design, but it is a larger cannon. I think that works pretty good for Megatron. There's a lot of other parts that are very similar. The crotch piece looks different. The obvious chest and everything is all different, done differently. A lot of the same kind of stuff. Hands are obviously the same, but I guess it's just a matter of personal preference, honestly. If he upgrades to this in the Earthrise series, obviously it's going to be an accurate representation of him, as this was a fairly accurate representation of him in Siege. So I can't imagine why it wouldn't be along those lines. But again, it's just a matter of, I guess, personal preference. Oh, yeah, his feet look like they're the same, too. So there's that. I guess, like I said, it just depends on which look you want for your display. First articulation, it is basically the exact same. You have a nice ball joint here for the head, up, down, side to side, all that stuff. You got the pin hinge joints for the shoulders, rotates at the elbow, bends at the elbow, wrists kind of go in. I like how they soft tab into place. That keeps him in there very nice and secure. You can rotate him at the waist a bit. Hips move forward and back, in and out. They rotate at the thigh, bend at the knee. The ankles, they used to lock, if you remember. They don't do that anymore. And now it's a bit more of a friction kind of thing, so it doesn't flop down, which is good. But I do wish there was a little bit more range of motion with it. I mean, it can move back, but it can't move forward at all. So like I said, it kind of gives him a lean back sort of thing. I want to be able to keep him a little bit more forward, and you got to do that all with the hips themselves. So that's kind of annoying. Overall, though, I mean, I really do like him. I think real nice detail. A lot of parts are the same, but it's like Optimus. He didn't, well, we don't know entirely, but I can't imagine him changing that much from that Cybertronian tank to this. Either way, it's still a good look for him. And I don't really think you're wrong in whichever one you choose to have in your display. This is the one that I'm going to choose to have in my display. Like I said, I am going to take this little guy and plug that in there. I wish that stayed in a little bit better. It's not bad, but it just kind of rests right there. I just like that. I think that's a cool look for him. But again, because the transformation is the same, I'm not going to really go back and show that. Not much changes, honestly. The engineering and stuff are the same. So if you know how to transform the Siege Megatron, you're going to know how to transform this guy fairly easily. So there he is. There's your look at the new Earthrise Voyager class Megatron. If you are one of those kind of people like me that like having the most accurate and up-to-date representations of a character, this is one that I would absolutely recommend picking up. I'd pick him up anyhow just because he's Megatron. But you're not wrong in having both of them in your display if you got the space. So I do recommend him. He's fun, worth having, all that stuff. He is also available right now at various retailers, or you can do the really simple thing and just go to Big Bad Toy Store. For that, I'll put a link right down in the video description, where you can go to BBTS and check out availability on this guy, as well as the rest of the wide range of Transformer figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. If you liked the video, I would really appreciate if you would do a quick thing for me, and that's just to hit that thumbs up button. That one very small gesture really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really very much appreciate it. Also, I gotta send a huge shout out to all of my patrons and channel members. If you'd like to help support the channel by becoming a patron, feel free to check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/Optibotimus. Or if you want to keep it all simple and just keep it right here on YouTube, consider joining my channel memberships. All you have to do for that is click on that little join button right down there. And as always, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.